KTBB Friday Morning News. Time is 7:51. As we do this time every Friday, we check in with our resident fence sitter, KTBB owner, general manager Paul Gleiser, and You Tell Me.
Here we are in the big, happy, mushy middle. We're sponsored by K.E. Cellars, Towner's Old World Style Boutique Winery in the French Quarter on South Broadway across from the mall. I don't personally know anyone who has been directly impacted by our wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. If you tell me that such and such acquaintance whom I don't regularly see has a son or a grandson or a nephew serving, I'll believe you. But since the invasion of Iraq in March 2003, I have not held one conversation with a close friend or family member about the danger his or her son or daughter is facing or has faced in either war. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan have not touched me personally. Such was not the common experience in World War II. Between 1941 and 1945, 16 million Americans, mostly men, put on a uniform. Of those, 310,000 never came home. Another 600,000 were injured. No part of America was untouched, not a family, not a church, not a school, a workplace, or neighborhood. Virtually every American had a family member or a close friend in the uniform. Virtually every American knew someone that died. The human cost of World War II didn't stop with the military casualties. Countless hundreds of thousands of civilians in Europe and Japan were killed by Americans directly as a result of our bombing or invasion. World War II was a complete victory that was purchased at a staggering price. But complete it was, and thus the price that was paid is seen today by clear thinkers as the regrettable but necessary price of peace. America's sacrifice left Germany and Japan utterly devastated and completely incapable of fighting. That complete victory cleared the way for them each to be rebuilt as the responsible, productive, and peaceful world citizens that they are today. World War II was a full-price war, but the paying of that price left emotional scars, and as a result, America has since engaged in the ongoing delusion that wars can be fought in a contained and limited way. Call it discount war. That delusion is proving costly. We pulled our punch in the Korean War and thus fought to a draw. After 137,000 American casualties, including 36,000 dead, and nearly 6 subsequent decades of defending a fragile peace, North Korea continues as a regional menace while her people live in abject hopelessness. In Vietnam, Lyndon Johnson kept America engaged in a war that he would neither finish nor quit. More than 58,000 American boys died toward no purpose, and America left Vietnam in defeat. Bush 41's Gulf War of 1991 was incomplete. We succeeded in getting Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait, but we left him in place to cause further trouble. Bush 43 got Hussein out of the way, but left his supporters, sympathizers, and regional troublemakers capable of mischief that they have been causing and will surely cause in the days ahead. I don't think America should go into a war it doesn't intend to decisively win, and victory is not possible absent the overwhelming defeat of the enemy. This rolling stalemate in which we find ourselves is both chronic and intolerable. Thus, as I watched President Obama's speech Tuesday night, I reached the late conclusion that we should never have gone into Iraq and Afghanistan. We went into both wars for the right reasons, but the price of clear, overwhelming, and decisive victory appears to be greater than the majority of Americans are currently willing to pay. Bush tried without success to keep America rallied. Obama is not even trying. As a result of that unwillingness, the day will come that something so terrible, so unimaginably barbaric, and so heinous happens that Americans will again find the will to pay full price for a war. And a full price it will be. Until then, however, for the same reasons that discount versions of name-brand goods often wind up being a waste of money, America will do well to avoid discount wars. We can't afford them. That's my word. What's yours? Go to ktbb.com/youtellme. And you tell me. If you're a winemaker, you don't just pick the grapes, you go through the vines carefully, and you find the best clusters first. Those you pick and you set aside for a limited edition wine. This is the wine you make to impress other winemakers. Such was the case when they harvested for the 2007 Barrel Number 33 wine that you can try today and this weekend at K.E. Cellars. The 2007 Barrel 33 is a bold Texas red that draws a line in the sand in the world of winemaking. It's sophisticated yet comfortable. The beauty of the carefully selected fruit is not overshadowed by the oak in which it was aged. Barrel 33 is K.E. Cellars' most exclusive and limited wine, and it costs more. But you can now find out for yourself if it's worth it, because K.E. Cellars is, for this weekend only, putting their 2007 Barrel 33 Red on the tasting bar. If you like reds the way I like reds, visit KE Cellars today after work and ask them to try the 2007 Barrel 33. Tell them I sent you, and the tasting is on me. KE Cellars, Tyler's Old World Style Boutique Winery in the French Quarter on South Broadway across from the mall, and online at KECellars.com.